Have you ever heard the tale of a giant, petrified in stone, unearthed from the depths of the earth on the North American continent? A creature so massive, so human like, that it shook the beliefs of an entire nation. This is not some myth or legend passed down through generations. No, this is the story of the Cardiff Giant, a tale as strange and beguiling as the age it emerged from. So dim the lights, settle in, and let's journey back to the year 1869 to a quiet farm in New York where the ground would give up its stone cold secret. It all began on a crisp October day when a pair of laborers hired to dig a well struck something unexpected. Just 3 feet below the surface, their shovels clanged against stone. But this wasn't just any rock. As they brushed away the dirt, the outline of the massive human foot emerged. A foot as large as a man's torso, its toes seemingly fossilized in lifelike detail. They had stumbled upon a colossal figure, buried in the earth, lying in eternal slumber. Word of the discovery spread like wildfire. The farmer who owned the land, a man named William Newell, couldn't believe his eyes. Was it some ancient relic, a petrified giant from the days of yore, or something more sinister? As the giant was fully unearthed, crowds began to gather, drawn by the whisper of the impossible. How could something like this exist? The figure was nearly 10 feet tall, its features unmistakably human, but exaggerated in size. Its face was serene, almost as if it had passed peacefully in sleep, though its stony form told a different story. Some speculated that it was a petrified man from a time long before history, perhaps even a member of the fabled race of giants mentioned in the Bible. Others, more skeptical, whispered about ancient sculpture, a relic from a forgotten civilization. Newell, seeing the crowds and sensing an opportunity, quickly put up a tent and put the giant on display, charging visitors 50 cents for a glimpse of the petrified man. And the people came by the thousands. They traveled from nearby towns and cities, eager to see with their own eyes the giant that had been pulled from the earth. Scientists, theologians, and curious onlookers all debated the origins of the Cardiff Giant, as it was called, after the place in New York where it was found. Was it a fossilized human, a hoax, or perhaps something entirely different? Even P.T. Barnum, the famed showman, caught wind of the giant. He was so impressed, or perhaps intrigued, by the spectacle that he offered to buy it for $50,000, a staggering sum equivalent to nearly $1 million adjusted for inflation today. But Newell refused. Undeterred, Barnum decided to create a replica, which he then displayed as the original, sparking a rivalry that only added to the giant's legend. For a while in history, there were two Cardiff Giants. But as with all tales too strange to be true, the Cardiff Giant's origins would soon be laid bare. It was none other than Newell's cousin, George Hull, a cigar maker from Iowa and an avowed atheist, who had orchestrated the entire affair. Hull had conceived the idea after a heated argument with a preacher about the literal interpretation of the Bible. To prove his point that people would believe anything, Hull spent a small fortune having the giant carved out of gypsum, moved all the way from Iowa clear to New York by train, and carefully buried on Newell's farm, and then discovered, quote unquote, a year later. The truth, however, did little to dampen the public's fascination. Even after the giant was revealed as a hoax, people continued to flock to see it, perhaps even more so now that they knew the full story. The Cardiff Giant, once a source of wonder and debate, became a symbol of the gullibility of the masses and the lengths to which one man would go to prove a point. Today, the Cardiff Giant resides in the farmers market in Cooperstown, New York, a testament to one of the greatest hoaxes in American history. And as you stand before it, you can almost hear the whispers of those who once believed in its mysterious origins, their imaginations stirred by the thought of giants walking the earth. So, what do you think? Was Hull a genius or just a trickster with too much time and money on his hands? Perhaps a bit of both. But one thing's for sure, this tale of the Cardiff Giant is a reminder that sometimes the strangest stories are the ones we create ourselves. If you enjoyed this tale of the Cardiff Giant, please like the video and subscribe to Strange Historical Things, and share the video on social media. And until next time, keep questioning and exploring the unknown.